Hello, all our friends. Thank you for pausing to ponder with us tonight. I'm very excited about tonight's topic
Why are you excited about tonight?
because it's just maybe a little controversial.
I have a feeling it is kind of somewhat controversial, but hear us out on it.
Right, so here it is. Make your bed every day, and I guarantee you will lose weight.
Hold on a second.
Oh, yeah.
What does making my bed every day have to do with my weight?
Okay, so think about it. You get up in the morning, and how quick are you to get out of bed? And what do you really want to do when you get out of bed besides go back to bed?
Yeah, not even get out of bed. I want to stay in bed.
Right? You know, if you get up in the morning, get going, make your bed, you've already conquered something. You already have done something for the day. And if you have that kind of energy and mindset, I guarantee it's going to play out in your whole day, and you're going to do what you should do. Eat right, exercise is included in that list.
So invariably, I know that there's some people in our audience that think, well, I don't make my bed, but I'm not overweight, or I can watch my weight, or I got this going, or I got that going. There's always exceptions, right? I mean, so this isn't
Are
necessarily...
there exceptions or excuses?
Well, in all things, I think what we're asking our viewers tonight
Yeah.
is to catch the spirit of what we're saying.
Yes.
That there's always going to be one-offs. There's going to be people who, well, that doesn't apply to me. Yeah, you're right. It probably doesn't. But for the mass people, the following statement says a lot and it is pretty trustworthy, okay? How you do one thing
Yeah.
is how you do many things. Okay, now catch that. How you do one thing is how you do a lot of things, okay? If it's spur of the moment, haphazard, or whatever, it's probably not going to be generally as it relates to how I take care of my bed, or how I take care of my laundry, or how I clean my car, or how things look, right?
So I read an article one time about a president of a company who was interviewing different people, and he had great connections. He'd connected with people, and throughout that interview, you know, they'd finish the interview, they'd be walking out to the lobby, and he'd actually just finish the conversation walking them out to their car. It was very purposeful, right? Because he wanted to see how they cared for their car. He needed somebody very detailed. And how they cared for the inside of their car particularly really spoke better than their answers to the interview questions did.
Now, isn't there a scripture that talks about if you're mindful of the small things, you'll be entrusted with the great things?
Absolutely.
Because that's habitual. We are habitual people.
Yeah.
So if you're mindful, if you're a good steward of the small things, you're going to get the bigger things because you've proven to be a steward on the menial tasks, right?
Right. And you know, it really does play out. You can look at somebody's yard and probably get a good picture of what the inside of their house looks like, what the inside of their mind looks like, what the inside of their email looks like. You know, it's not like you take care of one thing but not the other. So I've done a little research on this as well, and this hasn't been like research purposely. It's been just in the making. I was working with somebody years ago on cleaning up their email inbox. It was out of control. Thousands of emails. I'm not talking about unread emails. I'm talking about just emails in the inbox. And what's interesting, I remember one gentleman I was helping, we went backwards in his email. We started, sorted from the bottom of a list and started going through things. And he would find things and kind of gasp a little bit and say, oh, the client wanted something. 2 years ago, they asked for something. Right? This one particular email, actually it was 2.5 years ago, the client asked for something. He's like, oh, I'm adding this to my list now. Well, we kept cleaning up emails, and 2 years ago, the client passed away. And the person I was working with didn't realize it. Right? It's the same client that asked for something 2.5 years ago, okay? So we got issues here, right? We've got issues. Another person I was working with, she did grab a hold of her email. She conquered it. Every day before she left, she would leave and have 10 or less emails in her inbox. Not unread emails, just emails. And what the whole idea of that is you cannot do more than 3 things at a time. So if you have more than 10 emails, maybe 25 emails, you're going to have to start to scroll. You're going to miss things. You're going to forget things like this other gentleman found, right? So this woman that I was dealing with, or helping, we conquered her email, we cleaned it up, we got her in a new system. She was maintaining it very, very faithfully. And she commented to me one day and said, you know, I've been working out too lately. It's like we got a hold of my email, and now I'm getting a hold of my exercise routine. It did surprise me. She was creating these organized systems in her email box. Of course, it's going to relate to everything else. Her grocery shopping was different. Her exercise routine, her habits, all around were changing, not just in her inbox.
And I think that one word that you said just in that last sentence is habits.
Exactly.
Is really the spirit of what we're talking about. I've heard stories of the CEO of Starbucks that was interviewing for positions would strategically place trash in the tour area as he's walking these interviewees around the facility, and just monitoring whether or not they were willing to bend over and pick up that garbage. Because they were being graded. Because once again, we're habitual people. And how we do one thing is how we tend to do a lot of things. And if we're mindful of the small things, that's just going to mean that I'm going to be very detail oriented when it comes to maybe my job. And it's not a light switch, guys. Catch this. It's not a light switch you flip on and off in one facet of your life or another. It's usually all encompassing and holistic on our approach to so many things. And that's what we're talking about here, is to don't silo your life on, okay, in this area I'm going to be really diligent, and think that it's going to carry over on this other part. You've got to be intentional. And it doesn't require a ton more energy, just a little bit. But it brings awareness and intentionality so that you're able to address all facets of your life.
So maybe there's an area of your life that you wish you had better hold of. There are in my life, right? What do you do? What do you do? Do you just get up and start making your bed and then everything comes together? That's where I recommend you start. Because nobody's going to see your bed except you. Well, isn't that integrity?
Yeah.
Right? Doing the things even when nobody sees it. And also think of the psychology that's going to happen later at night when you walk into your bedroom. And you don't have to pull the sheets up from the floor, well, at least ours, because our dog pulls them off, I swear. But anyway, you don't have to rearrange it. You don't have to retuck things in. You don't have to, it's done already. And the gratifying experience that you have when you realize, yay, I can crawl right into bed. I don't have to do more work for the day before I crawl into bed.
That's right.
So when you have something, I guess, that you want to work on, you know what? Start with something really small and silly. Make your bed.
And this isn't a finish line that you're going to cross and say that I got this conquered. Mm-hmm. This is a continual battle every day of your life. We teach on these things. And I would love to sit here in front of you and say that I got it all together.
Right.
I don't got it all together. And a lot of times we share these topics is because we struggle with these things. Yeah. I mean, full transparency. These are things that we still struggle with, but yet we know what we need to do. We don't always do it. It's not a finish line you're going to ever cross. It is a process. It is a growth-minded, I like what you said, your mindset.
And it's a habit. It's new habits. So you know what? You're going to start with making your bed in the morning. Then you're going to go to the mailbox and you're going to get your mail and you're going to handle it right away. The first time you touch it, you're going to make a decision about it, throw it away, recycle, shred, do something, whatever. You know, it's all these little things. So the piles on your counter will be gone. The piles on your table. Laundry, dirty laundry goes in a dirty laundry basket. Clean laundry goes in a drawer. These are the habits that you're going to start to see because you want to be this way all around, not just in one part of your life.